Are you one of those Brotherhood techno fetishists? Do you prefer the feeling of disintegrating your enemies or turning them into a large pile of glowing goo? Are you just an Enclave simp? If so, then these next couple of weapons are for you. Just in case you decide that you don't want to use regular guns because John Moses Browning has never smiled upon thee, I got a collection of lore-friendly energy weapons for you to pack into your game. Coming up first, if you saw me playing with a lever action rifle and thought, I wonder what that company did after they did lever actions. Well, the Winchester P94 answers that question, bringing the plasma caster, or plasma rifle as it was in Fallout 1 and 2, into the world of Fallout 4. 3 Nikki, I believe that's how that's pronounced, has brought to life this classic. It uses the animations from the Gatling laser, but it fires microfusion cells and has several different weapons modifications that you can use to customize it to your liking, including a railgun modification and an experimental mining drill. Very big, very bulky, very plasma. Coming up next, we have another one, Laser CW Reborn by Glorious Warrior. Now this thing is literally somebody saying, I like the Thompson, but what if it shot lasers? Jokes aside, this is actually a really cool mod. The animations are top-notch, the sounds are really good, the level-less integration is very high, you can find these fucking things literally everywhere, and it is an interesting take on how the RCW works, as in Fallout New Vegas, when you reloaded it, you would pull the microfusion cell out of the front of the drum. In this version, you literally just pull the drum or the stick magazine out and replace that, as if that is the battery housing. That's for where your character keeps all the things, it's unknown. However, who really gives a shit at this point? Now, if you're like me and you have a whole bunch of 2mm ECC rounds and you don't have any use for them because you don't use the regular Gauss Rifle, then the M72 Gauss Rifle is for you. Bringing back the classic Fallout 2 Gauss Rifle, and Utherian brings the classic Fallout 2 Gauss Rifle back into the Commonwealth, adding a semi-automatic or fully automatic Gauss Rifle for you to use just in case you had too many 2mm rounds. It's tons of fun, plenty of customization. Coming up next, from the Rizzler 1, we have the Laser Assisted Electrical Rifle. Now this thing comes in from the Old World Blues DLC of Fallout New Vegas. However, this gun tends to be a little bit different. You could find these on Institute synths, or occasionally on the Commonwealth enemy out in the wilderness. It has the ability to shut down robots or even paralyze enemies on critical hits. So if you have the critical hits outside of VATS mod, it'll paralyze enemies more often than not. This mod also comes with a new melee weapon, the Tesla Baton. It's basically the bayonet off of the layer, but you can use it as a stick to hit people with, and even a turret. Coming up next, we have the Watts Laser Gun by Deadpool 2099. Because this guy definitely hasn't been in any of my videos before. Pretty much, this gun adds the Watts 3000 laser rifle and pistol. These were the laser guns from Fallout 1 and 2, and you should honestly see the reload animation for this thing. It is freaking awesome. Like all weapons from Deadpool 2099, they have plenty of various weapon customizations, such as scatter mods, or fully automatic modifications to your laser gun, in case you want to spit lasers at a faster rate. Up next, we have the Hollow Rifle from Shoe Burglar. This is part of the China Lake and Hollow Rifle pack. This is the other half of this mod. This is essentially a China Lake grenade launcher that has been modified to fire microfusion cells and zap the shit out of enemies before you. It's pretty goddamn powerful, to be perfectly honest. It has plenty of modifications, and it's pretty fun to run around with for a pump-action laser gun. Coming up next, we have the answer to what Glock has been doing in the years leading up to 2077. The Glock 86 Plasma Pistol. Now, this was the plasma pistol from Fallout 1 and 2 with plenty of modifications, some very weird and some very strange to hold in your hand. This is another mod by 3Nicky. The weapon modifications for this are just as strange as the Winchester P94, in which it's just a bunch of real science fiction stuff. I don't know how to describe it. You have options like an improvised railgun with an improvised plasma tank, a folding stock with a big old power bank strapped to the side of it, which looks like two 7-volt batteries. It's all a bunch of really strange things, but it all works because it's just, yeah, this can be seen in Fallout. Up next, we have the YK-42B Pulse Rifle by 3Nicky yet again. Bringing the Pulse Rifle back from Fallout 2, not to be confused with the Pulse Gun from Fallout New Vegas. This thing is strange. It's very much like the Lair, and it does more damage against robots and power armor users, but this thing takes up a lot of the screen. I mean, the Lair does too, but this thing's sight is basically just a big old ceramic thing. I don't know how else to put it. There is only one. You can only find it in a boxing gym on a Brotherhood deserter. So you're gonna have to go around the Commonwealth to find it. I feel like that makes sense in terms of a lore perspective, as there should only really be one, because these were mostly found on the West Coast. Coming up next, just in case you want to immolate people, but with a small package, we have the Fallout Tactics Flamer Pistol by Sithrapo. I think that's how it's said. But this thing is literally a pocket-sized flamethrower, just in case that was something you were looking for. You'll find these on the Forged, obviously, but this is an excellent way to use up some excess flamer fuel that you may or may not have just lying in your backpack. You'll see these start to spawn at level 10. And finally, we have the M2 Flamethrower Redux by Ev Title. This is technically lore friendly, as the M2 was used during World War II, and World War II canonically happened in Fallout. You can see it in the intro slides to Fallout 4. This brings the iconic flamethrower and backpack combination into the world of Fallout 4. And it's actually really cool. When you equip the flamethrower, you automatically equip the backpack. This comes with two new enemies, the Gunner Cleaner and the Raider Pyro. You'll find these just about where you find the rest of the people from the faction. You can find unique versions in Vault 81 and Saugus Ironworks. Beyond that, this cannot be purchased. It can only be found on Gunners and Raiders. Now, because I felt that this list was a little bit light, I feel like I should throw this one in. Not technically lore friendly, however I feel it fits in quite well with the feel of Fallout. That is the Crossbreak Action Laser by Nero.
Initiating Directive 7395. Destroy all communists.
Now, as I said, this is not lore friendly in the slightest, but he has his own lore on here. The BAL-7, developed by General Atomics, was the publicly available alternative to the military AER-9, originally marketed as a varmint rifle for rodents and small game, with the gimmick of instant and clean vaporization. The BAL-7 was popular among tinkerers who figured out ways to dramatically increase its power output. Its simple design and durable parts made it ideal for both personal customization and a wide variety of game hunting, as long as power conservation wasn't an issue. This has 3 different versions. It has the Scatter mod, Lobber, which acts as a grenade launcher, and the Discharger, which is one solid beam that fires directly at your enemies. So that is the list for energy weapons, as well as a bonus for people who are just looking for more laser guns. I hope you enjoyed. If you like what you see, go down there, click the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm actually really enjoying making these videos. And I have some other plans in the works as well. Thank you all so much for watching.